I'm the executive director with Hockey Manitoba, as you've indicated there, Kevin. We're responsible for overseeing the direction, operation, and establishing a strategic plan for hockey in this province. Our program is divided up into 10 regions, one being Winnipeg and 9 rural regions that have their own volunteer boards. We meet on a fairly regular basis as a group, 3 times a year actually. Our executive, who is a subcommittee of our board of directors, meets monthly, and they, as a volunteer board, and they identify the direction and path of our program for our 35,000 plus members. Those members consist of players, officials, coaches, and certainly volunteers. So we look after programs from the entry level, from IP, from 4 or 5-year-olds, all the way up through senior hockey. Manage those particular programs, and also development opportunities and provincial team programs for all of Manitoba. I came back, I was 2001. Prior to that, I was overseas for 10 years, and prior to going to overseas to coach, I worked at the University of Manitoba for 8 years. Well, certainly there's been some significant changes, certainly over that particular period. There's been a strong emphasis towards the safety of the players with the advancement of some of the equipment and the requirements. All players are required to wear neck guards and mouth guards. There's no longer checking from behind, which was eliminated a number of years ago. There's zero tolerance now for contact to the head. So I think the sport has certainly taken some initiatives there, safety factors. It's just this past summer, Hockey Canada increased the age where body checking is going to be allowed, and that will no longer be introduced at the Pee-wee level, but players will not be able to legally body check until they get to Bantam, the first year Bantam, which would be 13 and 14. So the evidence and the studies and research that has been conducted in regards to the safety of players certainly made that move a very prudent one. As a sports governing body for hockey and all the branches throughout the country, I think it was a very responsible decision. Hockey is certainly the sport of choice for Canadians. People participate it, officiate it, watch it. There's certainly a definite connection, and it's part of the fabric of our society and our community, and it's what really excites people about sport, and certainly it would be the leading sport in the country. It's synonymous with Canada Day, although they are basically in 2 different seasons. When you think of Canada, you think of cold weather, you think of wildlife, and you certainly think of hockey. Well, there's certainly some significant events that have happened in hockey. If you go through the annals or the history of the game, probably the most significant one for me would be the '72 series, when Canada played the Soviet Union for the first time, and we were expected to win that series 8-0, and as it turns out that didn't happen, and the country was in a deep shock after Game 1, after going ahead 2-0 after very quickly 2 minutes into the game, and losing that first game 7-3 or 7-4. So I think that galvanized certainly Canada. It woke us up, I think, as a country to establish that, hey, maybe there are some other countries out there that do play the game. As you can see over the last 40 years, how that has advanced, and you have a number of Europeans and now are participating in the National Hockey League and junior leagues throughout the country. So you can see that it's a very global sport, and I think Canada has certainly made a significant contribution to the development of the game. As Canadians, I think we're very willing to share, how we improve the game and how we advance the game. And I don't know if that philosophy is necessarily shared by the rest of the world. And although a lot of countries are willing to take on board what Canada has to offer, they're not necessarily as reciprocal in sharing their secrets on how they play the game or how the advancement of the game is. But Canada, no doubt, as you see every Christmas when we play the World Junior, and the number of people that come out to watch and support that program and follow it on TV is certainly recognized as the leading sporting nation throughout the world. If they want to reach Hockey Manitoba, you can reach them at www.hockeymanitoba.ca.